Welcome back to our channel Respect Education. Now we are going to start a new chapter, but not in the classroom. So let's go to playground, right? Now just imagine that this is our playground. Here the task is that you ask your friends or classmates to stand with a rule. The rule is that all of your classmates should maintain the same distance from your position. Is it clear to you? So, for example, here, this is your position. You are standing in the ground, of course, in the middle of the ground. Then you ask your friends to come and stand, but they should maintain a fixed distance from you. For example, let us consider the fixed distance as 3 meters. So one of your friends, he came and suppose he comes and he stands here. The distance between you and your friend is here 3 meters. Now the second friend comes. Now here if he stands behind him, then it is more than 3 meters. Here you see the distance here to here. The distance between you and your first friend is 3 meters. Right? If the second friend comes and if he stands behind him, means behind of your first friend's position, then he will be more than 3 meters. That means he is not following the condition. Suppose if he stands in front of him, then the distance between you and your friend, second friend, is less than 3 meters. In that case also the condition is not followed. Now you tell me, where will he stand? So here he will search a place, and from here to here he will measure 3 meters, and he will be standing here or here or here. That means wherever he stands, the distance between you and the second person should be 3 meters. Same way, call all your classmates and all of them, they will maintain the same distance. Clear? So now you ask them to move from there and you just join the path. If you join the path, you will get this shape. So here, wherever you want, you can measure. This distance is 3 meters. Here the distance is 3 meters. Right? That means here the main thing is that, here actually I did not draw properly, but roughly I have drawn. Here the distance everywhere, the distance between you and each of your friend is 3 meters. But you do remember that here your position is to be fixed. At any moment, you should not move at all. If you go on moving, that is very difficult to your friends to adjust the distance again and again. So here, who is to be fixed? You are to be fixed first. Now here, the same thing, if you observe, there is a fixed point. There is a fixed point around which some other points are there, which maintain the same distance, which maintain the equal distance. Then if you join the path, in mathematics the path is called locus. You will be learning about it in the class intermediate. In the higher classes you will be learn the concept of locus. Simple words, locus is nothing but the path or the way. So here we can say, observe, the locus of all the points which are equidistant from a fixed point is called, means the path, the shape of the path is called circle. So this is called circle. And I have told you that your position is to be fixed. This fixed point is called center of the circle. This fixed position is called center of the circle. It can be denoted by any of the alphabets, so it should be capital letter. Mostly we take O. So here O is the center of the circle, right? And here this boundary line, the path or the locus, this is called circumference. It is called circumference of circle. It is called circumference of circle. This boundary line or the path, the circular path, is called circumference of the circle. Now, can you tell me how many points are there on the circumference of circle? Yes, there are infinite number of points. Infinite number. So, you can take any of these points, any one of these points, then the distance between center to a point which lies on the circumference of circle, or in short we can say the point lies on circle. Let us take this point as some A. Then here OA is called radius of the circle. In the earlier example I have said 3 meters. That 3 meters is radius. Clear? That is equal. If you take here A, OA is radius. OA is, for example, here 3 meters. You can take here one more point, then OB also 3 meters. You can take one more point here, C, OC also 3 meters. Here you take D, OD also 3 meters. Right. Now, here the same way this side you are taking OA, and this side also you extend this one to another point. It should be straight line. It should be straight. Another point. Here you see this OB also radius. This 2 times radius is called diameter. 2 times radius is called diameter. That means here AB, if it passes through O, so AOB is the diameter. The relation between diameter and radius is twice the radius is diameter, or half of the diameter is radius. Right? And the same way, if you take any 2 points, line joining any 2 points which lie on the circle. For example, here I am taking this point as C, this as D. This distance, this straight line is called, this is called chord. This is called chord. How to write it? Chord can be written as, here you see CD. If you keep the line like this, this is called chord. Now can you tell me how many chords can be drawn? How many chords? Here one chord, second, another one, third one, fourth one, like this. Like this also you can draw straight or cross you can draw. So here there are infinite chords are there. Infinite chords can be drawn. And one more thing is that here, remember, chord divides the circle into 2 parts. One part is here below the chord, another one is above the chord. For example, if you draw the chord like this, left side of the chord, right side of the chord. Right. So here we can say chord divides circle into 2 segments. This is called minor segment. Minor segment. If it is minor segment, then the remaining portion, this full portion, is called major segment. It is major segment. Clear? So as I have told you that chord divides circle into 2 parts. For example, here you see, you draw one more chord here, and another chord, and one more chord till we reach AB. Afterwards, means above AB also we are able to draw so many chords. Now can you tell me here, which chord is the longest chord? If you measure this and measure second one is bigger one. When we compare the first one, you measure this third one is bigger one. Next, this one is bigger or longer. This one is longer and AB is longer. Then all these chords. From this side also you see AB is the longer than all these chords. So we can say AB is the longest chord. That means already I have told you AB is diameter. So you can understand that this diameter is the longest chord. Among all the chords, diameter is the longest chord. However you draw, for example, you draw like this. In this way also, this diameter will be the longest chord among all the chords. If you draw cross, okay, then also the diameter is the longest chord. Clear? Now here, sometimes not exactly C to D straight, sometimes we use this curved path also, this curved path CD, that can be written as here CD and we keep one curve. This is called arc. This is called arc. Here you see this small one is called minor arc and this bigger one is called major arc. So here this is called minor arc and this longer one is called major arc. Right. If I write CD, how do we know that is whether minor arc or major arc? See here CD, you can go from this way CD, or you can take the long journey and you can reach CD. From C to D, here you can take either like this or this way, longer way. Then how do we know this CD is arc, means that it is minor arc or major arc? That's why here we need to take one more point. For example, if I take here P, here you take another point Q. Then if I mention CPD, here that means your journey is from C to D through P. So here CPD is the minor arc and CQD is the major arc. Clear? And sometimes in textbook directly they may not give the CPD and CQD also. So directly they say CD is an arc. Then by observing the figure and by using our sense, we need to understand whether it is a minor arc or major arc. Right. And earlier I have told you that diameter is the longest chord and this diameter divides the circle into two equal parts. Actually chord divides into two segments, minor segment, major segment, and this AB diameter, that is also one of the chords. In fact, is the longest chord. AB divides circle into two segments, but in which we cannot say this is minor segment, this is major segment. In fact, both are equal. So that's why it is called semicircle. So diameter divides the circle into two parts. Each part is called semicircle. Semi means half of the circle. Right. Now here we have seen first center, radius, diameter and again circumference on that straight line chord. Chord divides minor segment, major segment, and this curved path, or we can say it's a portion of circumference as an arc. Arcs also we have seen minor arc and major arc. And one more thing, when we take circle, if you join O and C, what do we call OC? Radius. If you join OD, what do we call OD? Radius. So OC and OD both are plural form of radius. So that is radii. It is not radiuses. Plural form of radius is radii. Radii means more number of times of radius. That means here OC is radius, OD is radius, whereas OC and OD both together called radii, R-A-D-I-I. That is the plural form of radius. Now you do understand the region bound by radii and its corresponding arc. That means this region O, C and curved path means arc. You start your journey from arc, reach here. This region is called sector. So this part OCD, this is called sector, in which this smaller one is called minor sector, whereas the remaining part of the circle is called major sector. So here these are the main important terms with which we are going to learn the concept or upcoming topics, right? So far we learnt some basic terms related to circle. Now we see there is a relationship between a line, a straight line and a circle. See, when we take a straight line circle, there will be three possibilities. The possibility one is when you take circle and line, this line may not touch the circle. In the second case, the line may touch the circle at one point. and in third case the line may touch the circle in two different points. So here we can say this as the case 1 and this as the case 2 and this as the case 3, right? Other than these three cases, there is no other possibility to show the relation between this line and circle. So here in this position you see the line does not intersect the circle, both are different. Here you see the line intersects circle at only one point. You can take this as a circle whose center is O, here also circle whose center is O. This point can be taken as some P. That means here this line intersects the circle at only one point. Intersects can be called as the touch. That means the line touches the circle at only one point. In Latin, the word touch is called tangere. It is called tangere. So from which a Danish mathematician whose name is Thomas Finnick, in the year 1583, he derived the word, he introduced the word from the tangere, he kept its name as tangent. Tangent. That means you can observe that if a line, straight line touches a circle or it intersects a circle at only one point, then this line is said to be a tangent. Here, for example, if I take this as small l, so here small l is tangent. And here this point P is called point of contact. Means where the line intersects the circle, this is called point of contact. If suppose a line, for example, we can take this as M, intersects circle in two different points. Let us take A and B. Then this is called secant. Secant. If a line touches or intersects the circle at only one point, that is tangent. If it intersects 2 points, then that is called secant. This line is called secant. Now the question that for a circle, how many tangents can be drawn? Actually here how many points are there on its circumference? As we have seen earlier, infinite points are there, so infinite tangents can be drawn. From every point, from this point you can draw one tangent. From this point you can draw one more tangent. From this point you can draw one more. From this point you can draw one more. So here you see how many tangents can be drawn? Infinite number of tangents. So here tangents, and here how many secants can be drawn? Here AB is one secant, you can draw one more secant, one more secant, one more secant, one more secant. So many secants. So tangents and secants can be drawn to a circle. Suppose one circle is given, so we can draw so many tangents and secants. So here the topic of the day, that means the name of the chapter, that is chapter number 9, is tangents and secants to a circle. So we are going to start chapter number 9, that is tangents and secants to a circle.